Guys, I hadn't planned to record this video, but since a few days ago I've received an email from DJI that was saying that they are doing a promotion about the DJI Action Shoe, I couldn't not do it this video. Because if it's true that 40% off is a great deal, it's also true that it's fair to mention that the Action Shoe has two big problems, especially when you are planning to use this camera during the winter. And since one of the main goals about this channel is help you, I cannot report this information to you. By the way guys, if you want to help me, don't skip the part where I'll talk you about my brand new presets. But first of all, let me say that I'm not against the DJI by any means. In fact, let me show you something. DJI Osmo Mobile 4, DJI RS2, I can do it. DJI RS2, and last but not least, this beautiful drone, the DJI Phantom 4 Pro that I still use, but this is for all another video. But since every product are not perfect, of course, this is our job as content creator to report if something is really bad, like in this case. So guys, let's talk about the problem number one, that is about using the camera in low temperatures. If you go to the tech page of the DJI Action Shoe, you will see that the operation temperature according to DJI is between 0 and plus 40 degrees Celsius. So this basically means that if you are planning to use this camera under, for example, 0 Celsius degree, is not recommended by DJI. But since it is November and we all know that one of the activities that we can do in December is go to ski, I thought that is a little bit stupid from DJI promoting their camera right under the Christmas holidays. So I naturally thought, what happens if you are using this camera in the mountains? Unfortunately, till this moment I didn't have the chance to go to the mountain, but I know a person that did it, and this is Ale Polla, directly from the Dolomites. And he was lucky enough to bring their Action Shoe to a work, because Ale is, like me, a pro filmmaker. But this story unfortunately is very short, because Ale could get only one clip from our beautiful ski slopes. Why? Because as it is reported on the website, if you are using the camera under 0 degrees is not recommended. In fact, he walked in the error from a camera that tell him that he couldn't use the camera over the resolution of 1080 at 30 frames per second. But this is what exactly Ale did, and he tried to set the camera to 1080 at 30 frames per second, but also in these settings the camera didn't allow him to record anything. But the funny thing is that if you go to the Apple website under the text page of the iPhone 14 Pro, you can see that for Apple the right operation temperature of the iPhone is between 0 and 35 Celsius degrees. But we all know that we can use our phones under that degrees. But for the DJI Action Shoe, maybe not be the case. About this problem, the last things that I want to add is that after about 4 hours of the camera resting in hotel, so it had all the time to warm up, after all that time the camera couldn't start to record again, even though also in this time he tried to set the camera to 1080-30, that is the recommended frame rate by DJI. And yeah, I know, this is crazy. Long story short, only in the late evening he could finally use again his camera. But before going on with the second problem, let me cut real quick saying that if you're looking to speed up your editing workflow, I've created 2 packs of presets. One is specifically made for a classic camera like mirrorless, reflex, drone, 360 camera, or also action cam like the Action 2. And the other one is made for iPhone Pro shots. Also, at the time of this video you will find a bundle that included all in one all the 30 presets. And if the look that you are aiming for editing your photo is a natural look, all these presets will be perfect for you, trust me. Nonetheless, in this folder you will find also a huge guide of more than 35 pages where I will teach you how to install the preset on all the Lightroom flavors, so Lightroom Classic, Lightroom for desktop and also Lightroom mobile. And the cool part is that this preset will work also on the free versions, because they are using tool included in the free version. And also in this guide you will find the part where I teach you how to use these presets. Last thing, all these presets will be 50% off till the end of January, so hurry up. But now guys, let's go on with the second big problem. Let's talk about the problem number 2. This is quite known and this is the overheating problem about this camera. And online there are a lot of videos about this problem, as you can see in this very good video here. Keep in mind that this camera have some problem when you want to record something for an extended period of time. And after seeing all these tests online, I've decided to run my own test. And here is what I got. So I ran the test multiple times, and the first time that I ran this test was back in September, and back then the temperature inside this house was around 23 degrees. And the result was that I was able to let the camera to record till about 26 minutes before overheating himself. While I did the same test this morning when the temperature inside was around 18 degrees and the result was that the camera didn't overheat till 39 minutes of recording. So you can perfectly understand that the camera is quite sensible to the environmental temperature. So in this case, the lower is the temperature and the longer will be the recordings. And if you're asking yourself who need that the camera is recording for so long, the answer is people like me that record these YouTube videos. Okay, all of this is bad, I know, but what about solutions? So, if we talk about low temperatures, after some research or some other tests, we found that if you need to use this camera in cold temperature, like for example in the winter, do not use the external module. And here is the reason, at least for us, why you shouldn't do. So, when you attaching an external module, this camera is designed to get power before from the external module and then from the internal battery. But since in the external module there aren't so many electronic components that get hot, like in the main module that there is, for example, the CPU that produces, a lot of heat, we've discovered that when the outside temperature is quite low, this means that the external battery get too cold to be able to power the camera. But if you don't use the external battery and so only the central module basically, we've discovered that in this case the power is getting from the internal battery of the camera, and because again there is the CPU and all the other components that get hot, in that way the camera was able to record the clip even in very cold temperatures. But this didn't happen when the camera was attached to the external module. So, to sum up all the problems in the low temperatures, we suggest that you shouldn't use the external module. But of course this is not an ideal solution, because without the external module you will lose power first of all, but also storage, and in the case that you are using an external module with the screen, you will use also another screen, quite a lot in my opinion. While the solution about diminishing the overheating problem is quite simple but quite tricky at the same time. It's simple because you only need to get in the settings and go in the auto stop rec temperature, and here you will have to switch from standard to high. After doing that, the internal temperature of the camera will be higher, and so also the threshold of the limit or the sensor of the camera will be higher, and all of this will get you extra minutes of recording. But the solution is quite tricky because not in every country you will be allowed to do that, and so I can only suggest you to go to the DJI website and check if your country is in or not. So guys, after all of that, I still believe that the DJI Action 2 is a great camera, but I wanted that, since it could be a good idea to purchase this camera under winter, I want to be aware of you about these problems. But if you want to know the most reliable solution, you simply have to go to the website and order the DJI Action 3. Why? Because as in a lot of videos that I saw, the DJI Action 3 is one of the most reliable camera, both in low temperature conditions and both in the overheating problem. And if you want to know more about this, check out this video over here. And you will see that this new generation of the Action 3 seems to doesn't have any problems in these conditions. And to prove that, if you go to the text page of the DJI Action 3, you will see that this time DJI said said that the operation temperature of this camera is between -20 degrees and something else. Sorry, but I don't remember the other number. That's it guys for this video. I really hope that was helpful and that I could help you to buy or not this camera. And if you want to buy the Action 2 or the Action 3, you can find all the link down below. But before leaving, make sure to follow Ale Paul on Instagram to say thanks for realizing this video. Also, don't forget to leave a like so YouTube can recommend this video to other people, and subscribe to this channel because lots is coming. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!